Hello, welcome to another video. Today we're looking at compound interest and specifically how does compounding work. To try and explain compounding, I wanted to have a look at this example to start off with. So if we put $100 into a bank account at 12% per year for only 1 year, I want you to look at all the interest we earn and see if you can notice a pattern. So if we put the money in annually, I just put it in the formula, I get $112 at the end of it. If I do it semi-annually, I get $112.36. If I do it quarterly, I get $112.55. And if I do it monthly, I get $112.68. So it looks like the more I compound, or should say the more frequently I compound, the more money I get in interest. So yeah, this is really important to understand that the more often something is compounded, the more interest is earned. But how does it work? So we're going to look at the same situation as before. We're going to invest $100 at 12% per year, compounded annually. Now I want you to pretend that this green bar here is a whole year. So from January at the very start to the very end of the year, December, this is one whole year. And you're going to earn 12% interest for this whole year. Now, because we're compounding annually, we're only compounding once. So I'm going to assume that right at the end of the year in December, this is when the bank will do the compounding. So let's say in December at the very end of the year, the bank goes, alrighty, you invested $100 into the bank account. You're earning 12% interest, so you now have $112. So this is an example of compounding annually because there's only one compounding happening right at the end of the year. Now, if we decide instead to invest in something that's compounded semi-annually, that means it happens twice a year. So instead of having this giant 12% bar here, we're instead going to have two lots of 6%. That 12% is broken into two halves for the first half of the year and the second half of the year. So what the bank does is it goes, okay, we're going to compound twice because it's semi-annual. So right halfway through the year, at the very end of June, just before July starts, we'll do a compounding here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your $100, we're going to times it by the 6% just for this half of the year, and you'll get $106. And then what we'll do at the end of the year is we'll compound that. We'll take your $106 from the end of the year and make that the principal, and then times that by 6%. And this will give you $112.36. Now, this extra 36 cents has come from this $6 here. Because this extra $6 we earned is now being included in the compounding process, it also earns 6% of that $6. Now, 6% of $6 is 36 cents. So that's why we get this extra 36 cents here. If we decide instead to compound quarterly, hopefully you'll understand that that 12% will be broken into quarters. Be 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%. And we will compound at the end of March, at the end of June, at the end of September, and the end of December. So if we compound in March, we're going to take the $100, we're going to times it by 3% and get $103. Then, halfway through the year in June, we'll take that $103, we'll increase that by 3%, and we'll get $106.09. Then in September, we'll take that as our principal, times that by 3% more, and we'll get $109.27. And finally, at the end of the year, we will take that value, make it our principal, times it by a 3% increase, and we'll get $112.55. So the bank has been able to get an extra 55 cents given to us, which is really nice. So the more frequently you compound, the more money you get. So just to summarize, the more times you compound per year, the more interest you are earning. If you're saving money, this is a good thing because you want to have the highest frequency possible. If you're borrowing money, this could be a bad thing because it means the bank is going to try and get as much money as they can from you by compounding more. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about compounding at all, please let me know down below. Apart from that, hope you have an awesome day.